Live from Skywatch Studios in Glen Mary Village, here's Tater.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hey, and welcome to my show. Hey, we're kicking off 6 seasons on YouTube. Can you believe it? 6 seasons, that's right. Hey, I hadn't been canceled yet. Hey, we got a really big show. You know, I have 46 subscribers. That's right, 46 subscribers. And once we get 50, I'm going to throw a big party. Hey, you can count on that. Hey, this year I'm going to try to be more financially conscientious. That's right, old Tater needs to start planning for his future. You know, they say money talks, but all mine ever says is goodbye. Hey, I'll tell you this, I used to think I was indecisive, but now I'm not so sure. Hey, when I was in school, all my teachers would say, you're not going to amount to much because you procrastinate too much. You know, and I just said, hey, just you wait. Just you wait. Hey, I got this good friend. He's a really good friend, you know, but he's schizophrenic and, you know, but he's good people. He's good people. Hey, a man comes home from a doctor's appointment and he tells his wife, I've been diagnosed with Tom Jones syndrome. And she said, is that very common? And he said, well, it's not unusual. Hey, we'll be right back.
Okay, folks. Hey, let's get things started. Hey, Tater's Outdoor Adventures isn't my day job. I work in the auto industry, and sometimes the auto industry gets unexpected downtime. And when I get downtime, I try to take advantage of it. As many of you know, I have a big curiosity with the Great Lakes. I've visited 4 out of the 5. I've been to Lake Erie, Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, and Lake Superior. The only one I haven't seen is Lake Ontario. Well, I finally made it. 575 miles from Skywatch Studios is Fort Niagara State Park in western New York State, on the banks of the smallest of the Great Lakes, Lake Ontario. Where the Niagara River flows into Lake Ontario stands the old Fort Niagara, built in 1727 by the French. The British took it over in 1759. The United States took over after the Revolutionary War, but the British briefly took it back during the War of 1812. Briefly. Hey, it's open for tourists now, so have a look.
work. Now, when I pull the trigger, hopefully this piece right here, called le chien, that means the dog in French, that's going to be thrown forward. This piece of flint is hopefully going to collide with this steel hammer, and that's going to produce some sparks, which will hopefully land on top of some black powder. I'm going to put in this pan here shortly. That's going to make a small explosion. That small explosion will travel through a small touch hole and ignite more black powder inside the barrel here, and that explosion inside the barrel is what's going to force the round lead musket ball out, hopefully for me as a Frenchman, into some English pig dog's chest. So I'm going to take a cartridge out of my cartridge box. Basically, this is where I keep my ammunition. My cartridge here is just a paper tube filled with black powder. The musket ball would be in here in the 18th century, right where my finger is. But today I don't have a musket ball in here because up until now, the 5 of you have been fairly well behaved. Just kidding. New York State hates it when
Even
I kill
him?
I love them.
I'm gonna open this with my teeth.
Oh, yeah.
Bon appetit. I'm gonna pour some of the black powder into the pan. I'm gonna shut the pan. I'm gonna pour the rest of the cartridge down to the bottom of the barrel. Then I'm gonna take out my ramrod. I'm gonna ram that cartridge down to the bottom of the barrel. All right, and now I'm ready to shoot. All right, so hopefully here goes. Try number 1 on the count of 3, 2, 1. Before I let you go, though, I do have one more weapon I'm going to show you, and that is the triangular socket bayonet. You can mount it right to the weapon here, but I do want to show you the fact that they're making them triangular is because of steel quality in the 18th century. See, steel quality isn't as good as it is today, so they have to make them triangular to stand up to combat. But the side bonus is the fact that you will give people triangular wounds, and even today in 2024, doctors still tell me that it is still difficult to seal a triangular wound, let alone in the 18th century. And on top of that, does this blade look overly clean to anyone here? No. So you're going to get an infection as well as some tetanus into your bloodstream. So with that, I have my demonstration. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me or anybody else in a silly hat, because we're not dressed up all pretty for nothing. Thank you.
Thank you. While planning my trip to Lake Ontario, I realized that I would be passing by one of the 8th wonders of the world. That's right, Niagara Falls. I spent 2 nights there and took in the sights. I stayed on the United States side as I'm undocumented, but I'm working on getting my passport. The following was shot on the U.S. side of Niagara Falls during an unseasonably warm February. It was only about 35 degrees that day. Separating Niagara River from Canada and the U.S. is Goat Island. There are many smaller islands in the area. Along with Goat Island, you have Brothers Island, Luna Island, Bird Island, and Beaver Island. But to be very honest with you folks, I was a little disappointed in Beaver Island. 175 feet below Goat Island is the Cave of the Winds. Just a short elevator ride down lets you see the falls from another perspective. I really enjoyed my time in Western New York. Like so many other states, New York State gets stereotyped with New York City, but the folks of Western New York are a lot like us. Hard working class people trying to make it in these crazy times. While in Western New York State, you have to have Buffalo-style hot wings. Within walking distance of my hotel was an Anchor Bar, home of the original Buffalo wings. The first Anchor Bar was in Buffalo, New York, and buffalo wings were first made in 1964. The town of Niagara Falls is a tourist town, and since it was February, a lot of the restaurants and shops were closed for the season. But I still managed to see a lot. I walked the streets, and most of the time, I was the only one around. I visited a casino while there. It's owned by the Seneca Indians. The morning I was to leave town, I had to take one last look at the beautiful falls, just as the sun rose. I believe these are my best pictures. Have a look. As I do on all my adventures, I like to pick up a few souvenirs along the way. I had to get me some driftwood along the shores of Lake Ontario, and while I was there, I got me a piece of driftwood also. I bought 2 hats and 2 coffee mugs from Fort Niagara and Niagara Falls each. I stayed at the Comfort Inn right across the street from Niagara Falls State Park. The young lady working the front desk was nice enough to upgrade me to the top floor with a view. I could hear the falls from my room and see the lights of Canada. Tater's Outdoor Adventures is brought to you by First Mountain Design. Hey folks, that's all the time I have. I hope you enjoyed watching. Hey, you know how I roll. If I can do it, you can do it too. God bless, and see you on down the road.
Heaven is happy, but me, I look for you on the
Yeah.